Hello and welcome friends. In marketing of service in unit 2, up till now we have talked about the consumer buying behavior and the various buying roles which are there, and then we also had a detailed discussion on purchase decision making, and I also told you that this is basically from the perspective of a complex buying behavior, right? Now in the last discussion we talked about how a marketer starts with segmentation and then he proceeds to targeting and then he moves to positioning. So basically, once you have decided your target market, like in this particular case, the Degree College Pithoragarh, the Department of Business Administration has decided that their target market would have these demographic profiles. They will have low to average family income and they will have high to very high level of ambition. So this is going to be our target market, and now we have to position our service, that is the higher education service or management education service that we are providing at the UG and the PG level. That has to be positioned according to the unique requirements of this particular target segment, right? Now let us first of all understand what positioning is. Positioning is an act of designing companies' offerings and image to occupy a distinctive place in the mind of the target market. So what you are doing in the positioning is you want a separate space for yourself in the customer's mind, in the target segment's mind, right? What does this mean? This means that you want to have a unique place. For example, if let's say I am selling toothpaste, right? And I want the target audience to know me very well and to have a unique identity attached to my brand. So one thing is I can position myself as a normal toothpaste. However, the target audience already knows about so many different toothpastes which are there in the market, be it Colgate, be it Dabur Dant Manjan, be it Babool, be it Close Up. So there are so many toothpaste brands in the market. So what do? There, if I try to achieve some position in the market, in the mind of the customer, it may not be a fruitful venture. Why? Because already his mind is clogged. He knows about so many different toothpaste brands. But now what I can do is, I can start saying that I am not just a toothpaste. I am a toothpaste with active salt. Now this would lead to a unique identity for my brand in the customer's mind. He will say, okay, toothpaste, there are so many, Close Up and Colgate and Babool and so many. But if you talk about the toothpaste with active salt, there is just one brand. And this way I would be able to have a distinctive, different image for myself in the customer's perception, in the customer's mind. And how do I do that? How do I design my company's offering and how do I project my image so that I can have that kind of a distinct, unique position which is not occupied by anybody else? That unique position in the mind of the customer. This is what positioning is all about. And please understand, positioning is not what you do to the product, it is what you do to the image of the product in the mind of the prospect. Let me give you an example. When Savlon, which came up with the antiseptic liquid, when they launched their product in the market, they knew that Dettol was already entrenched in the market. It was a major player at that point of time. So they said that if we start advertising ourselves as another antibiotic liquid, then it's not going to have such a great impact because Dettol already is known as an antibiotic liquid by the people. So they may not be able to relate more to us. So what do? So they said, okay, fine enough. What we'll do is, we will say that we are an antiseptic liquid, but we also do not cause any burning sensation. When you apply Savlon, there is no burning sensation that is caused. So you don't need to worry about the burning sensation. Now this was a unique position that they carved out for themselves in the mind of the customer, and the customer would be able to recall them easily, right? So what you have to do is you have to actually, in positioning, decide what will be the image that you'll have in the mind of the customer. You don't have to do anything with the product. You have to decide how do you project your image in the mind of the customer. Fine. Chutki mein chipkaye, for example. Fevikwik, you know already. So the image that is there in my mind is that if you want to paste something and you want to do it in moments, in a few seconds, fast working adhesive, fast action adhesive, then what is the fast action adhesive? Fevikwik. Let me go and buy Fevikwik, right? So this is the image that you need to project in the mind of the prospect. And this particular definition has been given by Rice and Trout. They said positioning is not, it is not what you do to the product, it is what you do to the image of the product in the mind of the target audience, in the mind of the prospect. Prospect is somebody who is about to purchase my product, who has never purchased my product earlier, right? So it is what you do to the mind of the prospect. It is what you do to the mind of the prospect in the target audience. So this is what positioning is. Now there are different types of positioning. Let's discuss them one by one. Attribute positioning. Attribute positioning, you talk about your attributes, the features which you provide, the features which are provided by your services. Now have a look at this ad by Gujarat Tourism. Khushbu Gujarat Ki. So you can identify the brand ambassador is Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. And what is the positioning that they have made use of? Attribute positioning. They are saying that if you come to Gujarat, if you take Gujarat services, if you make use of Gujarat tourism services, then you will be able to get the real flavor of Gujarat. So Gujarat tourism is all about real flavor. So attribute is some feature of the service, of the Gujarat tourism service. So this is what they have talked about. Attribute means you are talking about some feature of your services, and that is what you are using to carve out a niche image in the mind of the customer, to project your image in the mind of the customer. Then you can have the benefit positioning. Please understand what is the difference between attribute, you talk about your features. Benefit, you talk about how those features are helping the customer, what value those features are having for the customer. Now have a look at this particular ad by Card Dekho. They are saying sell car at best prices from your home. So they have converted it into a benefit which is there for the customer. The customer has to sit at his home and then he can decide which particular car to purchase or which particular car to buy, and he or she will get the best price for his car in case he wants to sell it, and that he can do it from the comfort of his home. So this is the benefit positioning. Card Dekho could have gone for attribute positioning also. They could have said platform with largest number of buyers and sellers. That would have been an attribute positioning, because they would have talked about their feature कि मैं ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म हूँ जहाँ पे बहुत से buyers or sellers आते हैं. So that is an attribute. But when you convert it into a benefit, you tell them that basically because of this, because of so many buyers and sellers on my platform, you will get the best price for your car that you are selling. Then it becomes benefit positioning. User positioning. You may also position your service from the point of view of the user. For example, HelpAge India, fighting isolation, poverty and neglect. Basically, HelpAge India is a social service organization which does what? It provides assistance to senior citizens who have been left by their family members, or who have nobody to tend to them or nobody to care for them. So these people, they are provided help through HelpAge India. And what have they done? They have made use of user positioning, right? Have a look at this. Who is the user? The user are these old people only, and they have shown this particular chair. This is a symbol of the chair that is generally used by these people who are aged and who are all alone and feeling isolated from the society. They use these chairs and they just spend their whole day sitting on such chairs. So they've made use of user positioning, right? Who are we? We are a company, we are an organization who helps the aged people. So we have positioned ourselves according to the aged people, according to the users of our services. Then competitor positioning. Competitor positioning is you are telling the customers that you are better in some respect with comparison to your competitors. So you are saying aaj tak sabse tez. What do we mean by this? It is faster than any other competitor news channel. So it is faster than GTV, it's faster than G News, for example, it is faster than NDTV, it is faster than Doordarshan. So this is what they are saying. This is known as competitor positioning. Then you have product category positioning. What do we mean by this? In a particular product category, you make use of that particular product category to advertise your brand, to attract the customer, and you say that you are among the best in a particular product category. Have a look at this particular example, Paisabazaar.com, and they are saying India's #1 loans and card marketplace. Where is the product category here? Here it is. This is the product category. Loan and cards marketplace. Marketplace is a place, basically it is a term which is used to denote a place which has both the buyers and the sellers available at the same point of time. So they're saying that we are the loans and cards marketplace, which means we have all the customers who want to buy loan, and we have all the companies who are selling loans, who are offering loans, right? Likewise, we have all the customers who want to have a debit or a credit card, and we have all the companies who are offering these debit and credit cards. So in that particular product category, we are the one. We are the #1. We are the best, right? Fine. This in a way can also be said to be competitor positioning. Why? Because you are saying that you are the best in this particular category, right? So you are saying you are better than anybody else. You are India's #1 means you are better than anybody else. So this could also be an example of competitor positioning. Quality or price positioning, many a times you talk about how you are the best in terms of quality, or how you are the cheapest or least expensive in terms of price, or how you provide value for money, right? So this is what you say, and this is known as quality or price positioning. Have a look at the punchline here. Welcome to Big Bazaar. The punchline is इससे सस्ता और अच्छा कहीं नहीं. इससे सस्ता और अच्छा और कहाँ, which means we are saying the best quality product and the least prices you would find at Big Bazaar. So this is how you can position yourself in different manners. Now please understand, one type of positioning may also be deciphered as another type. Like in this particular example, I said that though it looks like a product category positioning, but it can also be said to be a competitor positioning. So it's not as if there is no overlap. One particular positioning can also be attribute as well as benefit at the same time. So it's not as if there is no overlap, right? So don't get confused why Paisabazaar.com can both be product category or competitor positioning. It can be both product category positioning and competitor positioning, and generally these kind of overlaps are easily found whenever you see the positioning of different brands in the market. Fine, right? Would you be able to understand now how BB has positioned itself in the mind of the customer? We have been trying to position ourselves not only through our print ads, not only through our word of mouth publicity, not only through our sponsorships and direct marketing through Facebook and WhatsApp. We are trying to communicate through our conduct also, that we are meant for good quality education with lots of discipline. So this is our positioning in the market. While if you compare it with, let's say, BA or BCom in Degree College Pithoragarh, you would say that their positioning is slightly different. Their positioning is maybe a place where you can have your degree easily without much hard work. But that is not our positioning, because our target markets are different. So this happened because our target markets were different, right? Tomorrow we are going to discuss differentiation. But before that, let me again tell you that ultimately how you position depends on what your target market is and what are their attributes and what do they like and what do they not like. Accordingly, you are going to position your product in the mind of the customer. Fine. So that is something that you should remember. So with this, we are coming to the close of this session. Thank you very much for your time. Tomorrow, as I said, we'll be discussing differentiation.